Hi everyone, good day. Today's lesson is all about the Emergent Reader and the Emergent Writer. So just stay tuned and relax and enjoy the perks of online learning. Thank you. To start with our discussion, let us first define what is an Emergent Reader. If we will define the emergent reader, it pertains to be the first stage in a child's growth towards literacy. It also relates to the beginning experiences or the child's first experiences with print in the home and continues through early years of formal school. So, if the definition of the emergent reader pertains to be the first stage in child's growth towards literacy, so it means that it is the first period in a child's experience to have a background about reading skills before entering any formal school orientation. So it's also relates to the beginning of the experiences. So those experiences supported by materials that will enhance their reading skills in the future or before entering in the formal school. Next is the characteristics of an emergent reader. So according to Harris and Hodge 1981, refers to this period of acquiring these specific skills and abilities that allow reading to take place as preparedness or reading readiness. So it means that according to these two proponents, it is a period where a child acquires specific reading abilities or skills that will allow them to be prepared and ready to take some challenge in reading before entering any school, before entering any formal school. So it is also focused significantly and determined by a complex pattern of intellectual, motivational, maturational, and experiential factors. So these are the factors that will determine if you are an emergent. Next, to widely understand about emergent reader, let us first go with the stages of the reading process. Knowing this one, it will guide us to proper lead of knowing what really focuses on the emergent reader. So according to Mary Clay 1991 and Fontas and Finel 2001, they have noted 5 main stages of literary development. To widely understand about emergent reader, let us first focus on the stages of reading process. So according to Marie Clay and Fontas and Finel of 2001, as they have noted the 5 stages of literary development. These are, the first is the emergent readers, the second is the early readers, the third stage is the transitional readers, the fourth stage is the self-extending readers, and the fifth stage is the advanced reader. Each of readers or stages, as pointed by Marie and those proponents, have characteristics and traits regarding oral language, reading, and writing skills traits. So we will understand how these different stage differ from each other and how they will begin any background experiences about stage talk about the emergent readers. In this uh, stage, they begin to familiarize the concept of prints. So, the emergent reader focuses on the direction, the correspondence, and the value of picture. Stage 2 talks about the early readers, which begins to develop word recognition strategies and begins to develop a data bank of sight that allows them to read with increased speed and to read and read more. So the third stage is the transitional readers. So they are able to transition meaningful phrases with comfortable place and appropriate voice intonation. They are able also to enumerate this system with reading with a little disruption to meaning and flow. So the fourth stage is the self-extending readers, wherein in these readers progress in reading interdependence in the fourth and developmental stage. So the last stage is the advanced reader, wherein they become proficient in reading and comprehending various texts. So this means that an emergent reader talks about a beginning reader. So they have basic concepts, print and picture analysis, and sound letter recognition. So the second is the early reader, which is more on recognition of words and a gradual, and they have able to have a gradual speed in reading. So the third is a transitional reader, in which they are more fluent in reading land text. They can have a little transition of reading factors. So the fourth is the self-extending readers, in which they develop various reading text and reading information, and they are now independent reader. So the fifth is the advanced reader. So when you say the advanced, they are mastered and they are proficient in comprehension and understanding a text, or they find any pleasurable experience. Next is these are the factors that soon will be developed as an emergent reader. So these are the perceptual factors in which it will develop the sensory skills of a child. Next is the oral language factors, in which oral language will be developed to use language as a means of communicating. The next is the cognitive factor, that uses discovery and imaginative skills or creativeness. The next is the affective factor, in which it has an involvement on in being read to, and the interest to read. So the next is the home environment factors, in which have access to print materials, and our parents, who are habitual readers themselves, has a factors in improving reading. Additional information is the reading and writing interdependence. So, according to Cooper and Kidger 2001, they identified 5 stages of early literacy learning, which involves our oral language, reading, and writing skills of the children. These stages involves the following: the early emergent literary stage, the emergent literary stage, the beginning reading and writing stage, the almost fluent reading and writing stage, and the fluent reading and writing stage. Each of each stage has stages has states to focus on the different skills, which is the oral reading and writing. This example are this one, in which emergent literacy focus on the growing oral facility. The beginning also almost fluent have also different characteristics, and the last one is the fluent reading. And after knowing the reading process, the factors that affect an emergent reader, let us now proceed to an emergent writing. So, to discuss with my group mates. So, let us put in our mind that an emergent reader pertains to the first stage of a child in which they had experienced any reading background before entering to school. So this talks about the experience of having reading as a means of improving our different factors.